And we're live. Welcome to Daily Confidence for Entrepreneurs. My name is Mostafa Hosseini, and I'm your host for the show. I am super excited because this week we have the confidence giveaway happening. And the theme of our giveaway is to help business owners boost their confidence in different areas of business. And we got 6 categories in there, if I can remember them all. They start with mindset, which is the most important thing when it comes to confidence. Then we got sales and marketing, business strategy, health and wellness. We've got funnels and technology. And there's one more thing. I'm sure there's more than that. And so we got 20 amazing contributors, 20 plus gifts in the giveaway. And these are real gifts, things that they usually sell. It's not like a checklist that you download. They're like good stuff. We got a live interviews on a daily basis while the giveaway is happening. And so today my guest is RJ Ratton. Welcome, RJ.
Thanks, Mostafa. Thanks for asking me to be here. This is such a pleasure.
Great to have you. Thank you for accepting the invite and to play with us. As I'm sure every time you say yes, you play full on, and I love your energy, and you just bring awesome energy and your experience and wisdom. And today we're going to talk about that. So today we have a few of our contributors joining us, and we're going to talk about their story over the past year or so during the pandemic, what they've been doing, and the rest of it. So RJ, please introduce yourself, your business name, and where you're from.
All right. Well, as you know already, my name is RJ Redden, and entrepreneurs hire me to skyrocket their message because most feel like they're shouting into a black hole. They can't get traction online, and they end up being a carbon copy of how everybody else sounds. So I create epic engagement experiences that get people to click that button, connect with you, and convert like crazy. So that is, and the name of my business is Black Belt Bots.
Black, are you a martial arts person?
I love the martial arts. I was in there for a while. Haven't been to practice in a severely long time, but I absolutely love it.
Love it. So you got a black belt absolutely in engagement.
That is absolutely what I do. Engagement, engagement, engagement.
And you're like, you
Yeah.
do your karate stuff and
I have a special ninja. I'm actually
your
thinking
ninja
about
tricks.
writing some stories with it. Yeah, absolutely.
Love it. Love it, love it, love it. So what's the story behind your business? How did you get into this?
So the story behind my business was I've always been a computer geek, my friend. I've always been able to look at computers and go, "Whoa, well, what if it did this?" I've been doing it forever and ever, and I was helping small business owners, entrepreneurs with their marketing. So I was everybody's fix it girl. Need a website, need a social media campaign, need to roll out some emails, call RJ. And so I was doing that for a long time, but I started to run into a frustration. And I started really, this was a huge pattern that I would set somebody up for success on YouTube or on Facebook. They'd run a couple campaigns, get great results, and then all of a sudden, one day, nothing. And they would call and they'd say, RJ, we're doing what you asked us to do. And I would say to them, because I'd have to, I'm sorry, the algorithm has changed. We must now do things differently.
Oh
And
yeah.
so, it's really tough for an entrepreneur to keep up with everything that's happening and all of the algorithms and how do you get seen? How do you get seen? How do you get seen? And I was running into a lot of frustration. It just really seemed like a lot of the marketing was built for a one-way interaction. Okay, how boring is that? And does it
Mhm.
really get you anything in the end?
Let me guess. It's kind of like buy my stuff, buy my stuff, buy my
Y
stuff, buy my stuff.
Yeah, or maybe it'll even put, a cheery interaction behind it, but really in the end, it's by my stuff. It's not get to know me, connect with me, figuring out if I'm right for you, or maybe I'm not right for you, but maybe I have a friend who is. There's There's no relationship there. It doesn't matter how many likes you have. There's no relationship building in there. And so that's what I figured just it was missing. And I really wanted to find a missing piece where I could connect and communicate with those people instead of just, oh, you saw my stuff. Thanks. So long story, just a tiny bit shorter, but only a little bit, Mustafa. Long story short, I was helping out a client of mine. She was talking about these bots. And I was like, okay, this is the kind of client that jumps in feet first and then gets in over her head and says, RJ, help me. So I'm gonna head her off at the pass. I'm gonna get into these bots and I'm gonna see what they're all about first. So joined a group. In the side there was a link saying start here. I'm like, okay, I'm a rule follower. I'll do it this one time. I hit it and boom, I was being talked to in Messenger. It introduced itself as a bot, which I thought was cool. It told me the things that it could do. It told me a dad joke, which I love. And then it gave me a choice.
Bot did?
The bot did. Oh, absolutely. Yes.
Can
And
you do like, hey, do you want a mom joke or a dad joke? And you
yeah,
click on, give me a mom joke.
absolutely. Jokes on demand, my friend.
Give you some mom
Absolutely.
joke.
It was really cool. And it
What is
allowed
your favorite dad joke while we're at it?
Oh, my favorite dad joke. All right. What do you call a boomerang that doesn't come back to you?
I don't know.
A stick. It's just a stick at that point. All right. So
You want to know my favorite mom joke?
yes, give me that.
It says, your mom is so dumb, she sits on the couch and watches the TV.
Interesting.
That's my favorite mom joke.
All right. All right. Never heard that one. That's interesting.
Anyway, sorry, we got carried away. Go ahead.
Oh,
So you work on the bots and you do super specialized, interactive, engaging bots.
yeah.
For people that have no clue what bots are, give us like the 10-second introduction to bots.
Yes. Bot is a conversation on steroids. It
Nice.
is a conversation between a human being and a pre-done conversation over on the other side of it is a computer. We've programmed the computer to take people on different journeys in their conversations and things like that. So if you want to talk to me about something or if you want to learn something from me, you can either sign up, get a whole stack of videos, and good luck, or I can take you on a little journey where I ask you, okay, what do you know about this already? And then I self-adjust the conversation to teach you at the level where you're at. I give you videos, I give you exercises to do after those videos are done so that you're more likely to remember what I'm teaching you. And at the end of it, I give you an award. I give you fun things to do. We have an excellent gamified experience, and you'll never forget what you learned with me.
Nice. Desi is here. Let me add Desi to the feed here. Desi, are you still there?
1 second, because it's frozen for some reason.
Yeah. All right. So while she's figuring that out, let me ask a couple more questions.
Yeah, I am here.
Beauty. So RJ, welcome, Desi. How are you?
Thank you for having me, and I am excited, and not just that, but very much indeed in the mood to help everybody, like your big vision is to help everyone in a time of change that we are going through today. So I am blessed to be with you guys here.
Great to have you. Great to have you, and thanks for joining us today and for the giveaway, and thank you for your generous contribution. RJ, give us your 1 or 2 minute pandemic story. Where were you at when the pandemic started, and what's been going on over the past year or so? And was your confidence affected in any shape or form?
My confidence was definitely affected. When the pandemic started, I was used to a cycle of getting on a plane once a month to go speak somewhere. By the way, totally looking for speaking engagements. If you need somebody, whoop, right here. Anyway, I was getting on planes and doing these convention, events and conventions, and it just having the time of my life. When everything shut down, kind of the main source of where I got my business was from referrals from those events or from the people at those events. And so that affected my confidence in one way. And I also thought to myself, people, I mean, if this is serious enough, people might stop spending money. They might hoard the cash and wait until it's over. And what if it lasts a long time?
Uh-huh.
So those were my fears when pandemic started. What the pandemic allowed me to do was be more creative.
Mhm.
And it allowed me to actually hone my craft
Yeah.
because I looked up and I went, okay, now all eyeballs are online. What can I do to create epic engagement experiences here? What can I do to bring people in? I saw it, when I swallowed and got over the fear, it was, what can we do to make this a brighter place for people who are staring at their screens all the time? Well, there's a lot we can do. So a year and a half later, I am hanging out in my office, the bot cave, I call it, because it's totally a bot cave. And I have so many more resources at my fingertips on how to create great experiences online, but also more tools have been developed as well for our online experiences. So that's fun. And my network of contacts, you would think it would have maybe stayed the same or shrunk when the pandemic started because I was getting them through all those online in-person events. My network has grown expansively from that point on. I've just learned so
Very nice.
much, and it's been awesome.
Very nice. So I guess you use the time to reflect and get stronger and push forward and tap into your community and do all that. And here you are today.
Absolutely, my friend. Here we
Happy,
are today.
pushing forward and looking into the future.
Yes.
Love it. Tell us
That's-
about your gift and how your gift helps business owners boost their confidence.
Okay, excellent. Thank you. My gift is a mini course called Unleash Your Engagement. Engagement is, we had talked about the bots before. Engagement is when you invite somebody into a two-way interaction where
Uh-huh.
you can pay attention to them, give them some respect, ask some questions, answer some questions. It's a two-way conversation online. And so what I've done is bots are super great, but there are also many other ways that you can increase your engagement, your two-way conversations with people online. So I've got a little mini course. It's friggin' awesome. And it's built all directly on a bot. So not only do you get to kind of hear about this stuff, you get to see it in action. Also, it will teach you the 3 secrets of ninja engagement, none of which you need expensive software for.
Nice.
So designed to go in about a couple of hours, I think, of videos there, and you will be all set to rock the world with better engagement.
Love it. Now, for those of you who have a website, who get traffic on your website 24/7, and most people do. I mean, there's no time for traffic on your website and landing pages.
Yeah.
Let me give you my 2 cents on it. The bot helps you engage with your visitors while you're not there, and you cannot possibly be on your website 24/7, especially small business with a small team, right? You could very inexpensively build the bot that is very customized and it's very engaging. And RJ knows her stuff. I know people that have hired her who are experiencing and getting good results. You get this installed, you get this set up, and the bot does the work for you, and your engagement and conversion goes up. How amazing is that? Bam, you rock it, right? Because here's a fact. 99% of websites are absolutely useless.
Uh,
Like, do nothing. People spend thousands and thousands of dollars on it. Landing pages, you name it, they do squat for you. So, one way, the easy way and the inexpensive way is to dive in, opt in. Let me give you the link. Here's the link. I'm going to put the link here in the comments below. Go opt in and grab your gift and download or opt into RJ's gift and learn how to set up bots for your website. RJ, is there anything you'd like to add before we finish?
Well, I think the last question, the last thing I'd like to address is, this is the confidence giveaway. How does this increase people's entrepreneurs' confidence? Normal marketing is a one-way conversation where people are standing on a corner with a bullhorn shouting as loud as they can, hoping a few people trickle back. It is the most confidence sucking process ever.
Oh man, isn't it ever?
It's the worst. And so this is how my gift addresses giving people a huge boost in their confidence level and putting themselves out there. It's helping you put yourself out there to the right people. It's helping engage with those people so that you get to know their questions and their worries and their fears. It's having that conversation, making a connection. Listen, building relationships is still how we do things. We have this superpower called digital marketing, but what you need is the engagement part to build relationships online so that you can connect with the right people ever more and never have to worry about your business closing because things are happening out in the world. That's what I wanted to bring people with this. I absolutely want to boost confidence and morale out there because entrepreneurs are the backs upon which everything is built. And I love my fellow entrepreneurs. So hit that button, get inside. I promise I will be there and I will guide you through what you need to know to unleash your engagement.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Thank you, RJ. I really appreciate your contribution. Thank you for joining us. And feel free to hang out. We're gonna other people are gonna join us, but if you have to leave, I'm sure I will see you soon.
You will.
And we're
Thank
yeah.
you.
All
Thank you.
right.
Artificial intelligence is the must in every
Absolutely.
business. So thank
Yeah.
you very much. It's really appreciation for what you give to the society because it's for entrepreneurs, especially for us, which are the solo or small team, is must.
Absolutely. So, Desi, please introduce yourself, your business name, and where you're from.
Oh, yes, sure. My name is Desi, as you see in the screen, Desi Tahira, and I'm a HR consultant, and then, of course, burnout specialist for sure, which I write a few books about that. So
Nice.
it's extremely important. I am from Fort Lee, New Jersey, here next to George Washington Bridge at Manhattan. So I help executives and government agencies, institution organization for dysfunctional teams and burnout executives, which have a lot in a plate these days.
Very nice. So, what's the story behind your business? How did you get into doing what you do now?
Oh, it's as simple as I was one of them who burn out.
Oh yeah. Well,
So,
don't we all get burnt out like I guess a few times a year?
well,
At least once a year,
depend
if
on
not
the
more.
stage,
Yeah.
depend on the stage, right?
I get
Because
burnt out like once a day. I work
yeah,
too
but
hard.
the funny part is that especially businesses these days under coronavirus, because has to change totally strategy of a business and has to change all the artificial intelligence that we are going through, the
Yeah.
changes and processes we put it in a place in digital world that create a lot of stress to us. And then the teams fight with each other because different kind of generation. I work with a 20 community, different kind of nationalities, and different people have a different thinking, and then the conflict happen in a workplace. So
Absolutely.
then you separate from your workplace, you separate with your partner in a job, you separate and you fight, and then all the time this happen and happen all the time. So in that case,
Absolutely.
I built a 5-day challenge for all of you. So you can go online and take it up. And how you deal with the people is extremely important. And this 5-day
Fantastic.
challenge is um, with a workbook attached, and to take you from where you are to where you want to be tomorrow is that you have 40-minute one-on-one with me consultation.
Fantastic. So, what is your pandemic story? Where were you last year, February, March, where the pandemic started? The shutdown started, and how has it been for you over the past year?
Oh, that is a fantastic story, actually, because in a time that I was writing 2 contracts for job, then the pandemic got in, and then all of a sudden no business. So I says, okay, now what can I do with my time? Okay, I write 2 books in 6 months. And I publish, self-publish in Amazon. Then I try to give back to society, means to coach and to train a young generation of executives free of coaching, free of consulting. And I help in organization for volunteering in the same time 100 videos to help my community from because people locked in the work and they used to go 9 to 5 to work, and then the nurses and doctors under pandemic they was under the stress, so I help a lot during this time. So I use this time, it was a blessing for me actually.
Very nice. I mean, and I think the lesson in that for us is even in the toughest times, there is a blessing. There is something to learn, and all day. And here's what I think. This is what I was talking about all year last year, and that is diamonds are created and developed under pressure.
Pressure.
Under pressure. So,
Yes.
and then under this amount and type and kinds of pressure, we either turn into ashes or into diamond. The decision is ours.
Yes, to break
And,
it or to make it.
exactly. And sometimes, here's my experience. You may be turning into a diamond, but you don't even know it.
Exactly.
You hate the pressure, you hate the tough times and the rest of it. And then later on, you turn around, you're like, oh my God, look at me. I'm amazing.
Yeah.
You start shining all of a sudden.
Yeah,
So
and the self-awareness is extremely important in these days.
absolutely.
To be self-aware of what you are doing all minutes of your day and how you spend your day during this time of change is extremely important, and how
Absolutely.
actively you pursue what you love to do.
Exactly. Give us a quick tip for burnout. What should people do if they feel burnt out as they
First,
see this?
First, they need because that's a questionnaire. I put it in the 5-day challenge so they can be aware of the blind spots, because we don't know what we don't know, right? So until we are aware of what we are missing in a puzzle, then with the questions, if you are feeling this, if you are feeling that, if you are feeling that, so whatever you are feeling, you analyze first, to analyze your situation. And for less stress, what I was doing myself is 3 times a day I was doing meditation. So
Got it. Meditation. Uh-huh.
meditation is the first one to get you out from the fight and flight mood,
Oh
because
yeah.
when under your stress, what happened, neurons in your brain got wired in that kind of patterns, and you're stuck in that condition, and you don't know how to get out of that. So you think 24/7 that problem, and then you don't bring any solution in the table. So in that case, when you feel like a victim, then is the time for you to rearrange, reevaluate, and then to see the situation in without judging. Because the first thing we do as a human is judge. I judge you, I judge Reading, I judge everybody, but I forget to
Uh-huh.
judge myself, right?
Exactly.
So it's extremely important that we are going to reevaluate the situation after we have, and then of course how the different people have experienced differently. Different people have burnout from different kind of perspectives in a life. Somebody lost someone, or they lost them job, or they lost them business, or them lost everything they have before. So it's extremely important to really evaluate the situation and to have accountability partner for you to get out from there. You cannot do it yourself. No one can do
Exactly.
it in that position.
So meditation is a really good thing. So here's what I'm doing today, this afternoon. Up here in Calgary, it's actually kind of hot. It's above 30 degrees. We're gonna go out of town, and I do this on a regular basis to get out of my comfort zone and kind of force myself to focus. And that is, I go dip into the river water in cold water.
Yeah.
And at first it's a big shock, but it has a calming effect on me. And then I love doing the meditation stuff as well. And
Yes.
without it, there is, like, I noticed one of the things that is giving me burnout is the amount of time I spend on my phone, which is not healthy.
Yes.
I get the weekly report on my iPhone. The amount of time I spend on my phone on a daily basis, the average is like, it's stupid high.
Yeah.
And so
That is why when you take your phone calls, go out in the nature and take them while we are walking. Because many times I do that when I have, because my schedule is busy too. So what I do, I put my iPhone and then I speak with Mustafa while I'm talking. It's extremely important to build some kind of less stressful situation in our workday.
absolutely. And I think that meditation definitely helps, like, to calm the mind down in this chaos that is going on around us. And we have a lack of movement and exercise, spend too much time on the computer and on the phone. So that really helps.
And
Michelle is here. Let me add
one more
Michelle to
tip,
the.
one more tip is there that every 50 minutes you are working, you have to get out of your chair, 10 minutes, walk around the block, or do something in the kitchen, or hear music, or something that you can go back to your problem, or to your homework, or your project you are writing, because it's extremely important to build blocks of there are different kind of burnouts, but stress is one major thing that contribute
Absolutely.
to
Well,
that.
you can't just go from one screaming client to the next.
You can only do it for so long.
Yeah.
Before you go cuckoo, you're like, the brain starts smoke coming out of your ears, and you start
Yes.
getting crazy, start yelling at your kids and husband and wife, and
Yeah.
all
That's
the
why is the problem, because when people get stressed out and yell out to everybody, the people who suffer more are people around you. And if you are a leader in work, your employees suffer, and your work suffers. So it's extremely important in an environment that we are today. We are different kind of generation, different kind of perspective. We put it in a job. That's why the conflict happen, and is that is tailored. My consulting and coaching is tailored depend of what organization I am helping, or what institution I am helping, because I work with the government as well.
fantastic. Now, gang, well, first of all, welcome, Michelle. Good to see you. How have you
Thank
been?
you. I'm been awesome. Thank you.
Hello.
Great
Good
to
be
have
here.
you on
Hi,
board.
guys.
Welcome. For those of you who are watching or listening, the confidence giveaway is happening this week. We've got 20 amazing experts and entrepreneurs, coaches, consultants are sharing tools and resources to help you boost your confidence in different areas of business, such as mindset, sales and marketing, business strategy, speaking. What else? We got health and wellness, funnels and technology, and all this amazing stuff that we have going on. We got 20 plus gifts, 20 plus amazing experts, and we run daily interviews with our experts and contributors talking about the pandemic, what's been going on, how has business been, how they've been handling the pressure, and the rest of it. So, Desi, give us a real quick version of what your gift is again and how it helps business owners boost their confidence.
Yes, they are going to lesson 5 days, 5 videos every single day, and homework. They're going to do it. And in the same time, the book is free for them. Here inside the book, I am giving for free in e-book, of course, is going to be all the steps that you need to do for you. Then it's going to come up more questions than answers for you. So in that case, 40-minute consultation with me is going to be free. So
fantastic. So they get the challenge and they get a free complimentary consultation with you as well.
Yeah, because I want them to bring solution to the problems they do have.
Love it. Now, gang, if you're watching or listening, go to the link in the comments below or in the description of the show here. Click opt in and go get Desi's gift if you're experiencing burnout. And if you're not, just give it a few more weeks and you will. Right? Because it happens. Eventually, you're going to get burnt out, right?
Yeah, because
believe it or not, I think you will get burnt out from doing nothing as well. Like it's like I'm just burnt out. Oh yeah, it's worse. Yeah,
that is worse.
Anyway, Desi, I really appreciate your time. Thank you for joining us, and have yourself a great rest of your day.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.
And thank you for having me here. And,
thank you. Great to have you on board.
You. Goodbye.
Thank you. All right, over to Michelle. How's your day going?
Hello, Mostafa. It's going awesome. How is yours? You're a busy boy.
I've been busy. It's been a busy week. But you know what? I'm excited.
Nice.
When there's like, when I'm hosting an event, hanging out with a bunch of awesome people, having conversations, going back and forth. It's amazing when we do community work and it's like joint venturing together.
Mm-hmm.
Love it. It's like the best form of business, right? Where we all help each other, where everybody is benefiting from the action, and it just doesn't get any better.
No kidding. Oh. I was blown away. Just so you know, I was interviewing some of your guests, some of whom I haven't met before, and your contributors, and amazing people with amazing gifts. Oh my God. I'm like, oh, and I need that, and I need that. And this is such an awesome community to be a part of, and to be able to have access to all of these things, and knowing, just knowing kind of who the go-to people are in those specialties, and being able to go, hey, I know that person gives and they're epic. So, you know, I'm going to go and pursue that. I can't tell you, when I started in business, there was none of this. It was me, myself, and I'm the lone wolf, and I'm just going to stick my head down, my butt up, and rock and roll, and let's see what happens. And God, what a hard and slow and arduous way to build a business.
Oh my God. Yeah.
This is so much easier. So nice. So awesome of you to do this.
You're like, when we started our business, I don't think giveaways were a thing.
No, not at all.
There wasn't like a place where you could download 20 gifts that are usually sold and like
500 up.
Confidence in different areas, or, you know, there's different kinds of giveaways, but giveaways have become popular over the past 4 or 5 years, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But when we started our business, like you said, it's me and myself and I. Pop it up, buddy. Pick up the phone and see if you can bring customers in. So give us your name, your business, and where you're from.
Awesome. I am Michelle Nedelec, and the way you pronounce my name is just say it fast enough and you're probably right. I run a company called Awareness Strategies, and we're a digital marketing agency, and we specialize in a software called Keep Max Classic, and we slay tech demons for entrepreneurs who have no business trying to figure out which key to hit next, and just get her done for you.
Love it. There's such a big need for it. But as a guy who I grew up around tech, so I kind of understand tech. But
kind of, yeah. You're kind of awesome at
right?
it.
But then I get stuck from time to time, and I have to reach out to people like you and Brad and you know, try to figure things out. So, but tech is a big deal, and I know many entrepreneurs who started a business a year or two ago, and they're still working on building a funnel and figuring out their tech.
They're trying to figure out an opt-in. Oh my
Exactly.
God.
a year or two later, right?
Yeah. Yes.
And that's why they're holding on their launch, and they're holding off, and they're delaying everything, procrastinating because they can't figure out the tech part.
Mm-hmm.
Now, before we dive deeper, give us the rundown on your story behind your business. How did you end up doing what you're doing now?
Oh, well, so for those of you who don't know, I am the creative director of our company. I run anything that has to do with words and color. That's my domain. And then my partner takes care of anything that has to do with numbers and acronyms. So very distinct aspects of the company.
Just so you know, her partner is an engineer, Brad. And by the way, he's an amazing guy.
He is an amazing guy. And his mojo was, once upon a time, he would work with the big companies and they would hire him to do something that had never been done before in the digital world. So it's like, well, we need to build out this software, but nobody's ever done it before. Come up with a budget, a timeline, resources, and whatever you need. So he would create that mojo or that magic and come up on time, on budget, within the resources every time, which to me was miraculous. But he was my go-to guy. I started off working in the same company he did. I took on more than I could handle on the IT side, and I kept phoning him going, how do I do this? How do I do this?
And
apparently that's a good dating.
And then one day he's like, why don't you come over and I'll show you how to
Exactly.
I'll give you more details and I'll help you boost your confidence.
Yeah. Somebody once, I don't know if we're on an adult show or not, somebody once said you don't have to sleep with your IT department. I'm like, what? How do you get anything done?
I have a well-rounded approach.
So yeah, for those of you who don't know, we've been together for 20 years and we are what we call partners in business and pleasure, as we like to call it.
Partner in crime.
You got it.
Love it.
So yeah, so we decided to do a pivot. I was a public speaker and did personal development training. I ran a company called Success Therapy, and we got awards for our work with post-traumatic stress disorder and helping people change their mindsets and being able to really understand people, how they work, how they function, what makes them tick, which makes me great on the creative side and being able to help with marketing strategies, all that kind of fun stuff. But when we went to go online, it was brutal. It was not nearly as easy as everybody said. Like, oh, you just have to put up a website. You just have to do this. It's not that easy, man. So Brad was finishing up one of his contracts and he was like, I don't know if I want to do that one again. I'm like, well, why don't we just pivot and start a digital marketing agency and help people get online? Because clearly you know what you're doing, and clearly authors, writers, speakers have no business trying to figure out the logic behind what's going on. So let's go make it easy for them. So that's what we did.
Beautiful. Welcome, Ariana.
Hi, Mostafa. Hi, Michelle. Long time no see.
Yeah, it's been a while. So, Michelle, tell us a little bit about your pandemic story. Where were you at last year when this whole thing started, and what has it been like for you over the past year? And did it affect your confidence in a way or two?
It was kind of crazy. We decided, so when we did our pivot, we did it to help authors, speakers, coaches, the single guys, and we ended up getting big contracts because those are the kind of people we knew. Those were the kind of things we did. Right before the pandemic, we said, hey, we got to go back to helping the little guys. That was our intention. Let's go back to do this. And then all of a sudden there was this huge flood of, I need your help. I need your help. I need your help. And we're like, oh my God. And we didn't have the onboarding processes in place for it. We didn't have the fulfillment in place for it. We didn't have, it was not a smooth growth transition in any way, shape, or form. So we ticked off a lot of people, unfortunately, and we satiated a lot of people, very fortunately. So a lot of them were swimming in faster currents than they've ever been swimming before. And we got them the boat, we got them the paddles, and life was grand. And so a lot of them are extremely happy that we were there to push the right buttons and get the right things done. So during that little panic attack, I went back to the community and said, hey, how do you come up with systems to be able to do that, make this all happen? Because I mean, it's almost as bad, if not worse, to not have the successes you're looking for, to have too many successes too fast that you can't keep up with the influx and the wave. So because people, it was super stressful. Like people are like screaming, losing their mind because stuff's not up and it's not ready and it's not, you said you'd do this. Why isn't it here? And that is epically concerning. So what we did was we went back to the community and said, hey, we need help. Help us make this happen. Just like people are doing right now in the giveaway and getting the support that they need to be able to, wherever you're at, doing whatever you're doing, whatever's causing you stress or a kick in the confidence, just go and figure out, make it happen, and ask for help, because it's monumental to get that one answer and like, oh my God, yes, that is awesome. Thank you. I'll give you a little example. On the whole, how do I make an opt-in thing? I don't know if you remember Jackie McClanagan. She goes, oh, you just do this. She pulls her laptop, pulls up some piece of software she had. It might have been Word. I don't know. And poof, within 5 seconds, she's asking questions like, what about this? What about that? What about this? Oh, here, boom, here's your opt-in. Like, oh my God, you are epic. You are awesome. And it's just having people
that
like
easy,
that, they know their mojo, right? And you go to those people and they just take, 10 months off your plate.
Yeah.
Because they know how to get the thing done that you're losing your mind over.
Absolutely. So give us quickly the rundown on your gift, what it is, and how it helps business owners boost their confidence.
Awesome. So it is your marketing readiness assessment. So it's a web audit. Go through, put your website in super quick. You get a report back. It's about 36 to 40 pages of all of the things that you're doing right, all the things that need some attention, all of the emergencies that need to be taken care of now, and prioritizes them for you in green, yellow, and red, which is awesome. Nice. And yeah, you can take it to your marketing department and say, here, go fix this, or you can bring it to me and I'll help you run through it and what it means to you. And then you're good to go.
Nice. Like an assessment tool, you put your website in and it gives you a report on what needs to happen.
Yep.
Love it.
Lickety split.
Now, for those of you who are watching and listening and you're wondering what you need to do to boost your website's ranking, engagement, conversion rates, and the rest of it, opt in, go to the link in the description or the comments below, and then go opt in to the giveaway and grab Michelle Netlick's gift and do the assessment. And it even comes in red, blue, and green.
Red, yellow, and green. Just like a stop sign. But it is awesome because a lot of people get shut down on their Google ads and stuff, and they don't know why, and they don't know what they're doing wrong. But if you got a lot of red targets in this report, Google will not publish your ads for you. So it can be crucial to make sure they have those things in place.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Michelle, is there anything you'd like to add before we wrap up?
I would just like to say, peeps, no matter where you are in business and whatever's got your chain rattled right now, the easiest, fastest way to be able to get out of that funk and back on the horse is to connect with people who are doing it, moving, shaking. And even if they're just doing that one thing right and the whole rest of their life is in chaos, go and get that one thing, put it in place, and then you're off to the races. You can go find the next one and just consider it a what are those races that you used to do where you had to go and find like a toothbrush over there and a hockey puck over there and like a scavenger hunt? Think of it as a scavenger hunt, and you're finding the thing that you need to be able to take the next step.
We were actually doing this yesterday. There's an app for kids, and then we were at Bonus Park here in Calgary, and it shows you locations of little treasures that you could go find.
Nice.
No, it's not a scavenger. I think it's geotagging, but I think there's the apps for scavenging hunts as well, where it shows you there's a treasure here, and kids are running crazy to go find the little treasure thing.
Nice. Geo-targeting, scavenger hunt, same thing.
Yeah, good. So
you're such a techie.
at the end of the day, if once you tap into the community and hang out with a bunch of people that either are doing and pursuing a goal together, or are on this, or they've done it before, things become a lot easier when you get support.
Yes.
When and the other part of it is, I think, and I've been there and I've done this, where I block support, and we do this in different ways. It's like, help is out there, support is out there. The 20 gifts that all these amazing contributors are listing are here, right? It's a matter of tapping into it, start using it, and maybe reach out to these amazing people and say, hey, I'd like to chat with you.
Makes a huge difference.
Huge difference. Michelle, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Enjoy your warm Calgary day. I am gonna go outside. I probably right after this.
Gotta enjoy those 3 days while they last.
3 days of summer that we get up here.
Exactly.
We've got to maximize it. And
you guys are gonna love Ariana's gift. It's awesome.
Michelle, I'm going to grab yours.
Nice.
Definitely.
I can't wait to do the report on my site and see what happens.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Awesome.
Thank you.
You guys have fun.
Enjoy your day.
Bye.
All right, Ariana, how's your day going?
It's been busy, but good. Yeah.
Fantastic. Have you done a lot of interviews today?
Yeah, I did. And met some wonderful people like Jackie Lappin and Michelle. Spoke with her and another lady, Stacy Bacchia. She does a technology where you can assess get all your technology in one place, all your programs, all your personal growth, and then you can see where you're duplicating. I said, I definitely want to get that. And then Michelle's offers, great. So I've met some wonderful people. I'm definitely sold on some of the giveaways.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We got some really good, cool people, amazing entrepreneurs, heart-centered entrepreneurs. I'm honestly proud of the lineup of our contributors. Very proud. And I couldn't be happier. Couldn't be happier. So give us your name, your business name, and where you're from.
Ariana Rollins, Higher True Self Life Change Training, and currently live in Austin, Texas.
Love it. And what do you do, and what's the story behind it? How did you get into doing what you do now?
Well, I work with entrepreneurs on a spiritual path, and how I help them to accomplish things that are really right for them. So they're accomplishing their goals with like a grace and an ease, and letting go of what doesn't serve them, the heavyweight, the projects, the things like that, and boosting their confidence. Because a lot of times people on a spiritual path, they're a bit sensitive and they don't have that bold confidence that sometimes you need as an entrepreneur. So what was the other question?
And how did you get into what you're doing now?
Well, I was in the midst of a divorce, and I was going to be a single mother, and I wanted to do something. I wanted to be an entrepreneur so I could be available for my son. He didn't lose both parents. And I initially started out as a network marketer, and I loved the products, Young Living essential oils. I still use them. I still recommend them, but I just couldn't get behind being a distributor and having that as my lead, because it didn't fit my identity of myself, for whatever reason. I love the products, and then a friend of mine gave me a book, and it was How to Get Lots of Money for Anything Fast. If anybody's curious about that title, it's amazing. It's life-changing. So when I read the book, I said, wow, this is powerful. This can help me recover my lost confidence, because when you go through a relationship where it starts to break down, it can take a toll on you.
Yeah.
And so it's like, wow. And it will also teach me how to make money for anything fast. I can make my business grow. But as I'm going through the book and the training, I completely shifted gears. Says, I want to teach this. This is what I want to help people with, because it's not just about getting better health or making more money or getting the job that you want or changing houses. It's a transformational tool that it helps you get clear of the resistance, the blocking, what people call belief system, but it's made way deeper than belief system. And then you're just manifesting, with grace and ease. You're bringing things to you. And there's story after story of many people who've learned these tools. So it's kind of a university course on manifesting, Mostafa.
Very nice. Very nice. Tell us a little bit about your pandemic story. Where were you last year January, February, March. How did it feel when the shutdown started? And how did it affect your confidence?
Well, because I'm sensitive and I'm probably more on the empath kind of range, for me, and I don't mean to upset anybody, but it was kind of calming. There wasn't like a hustle and bustle. It felt like it was Christmas when I'd go out for a walk. It was very quiet. And then it got to be eerie. It continued and continued. And I started to get a little bit anxious. How long is this going to last? How are we ever going to get out of this? And I was feeling very sensitive to all the fear that was being out there and all the news media. Some could call it propaganda. So I don't know all of it. I don't know what was really happening or not. So for me, it was use my tools. I'm out of center. I'm out of alignment. Use the tools I've got. And I remember when it happened, I was teaching a program, the highest potential program, and the students they were really losing their center. And it was great to be able to give them resources to know how to come back to their center, focus on what's important, to get their objectives moving forward, no matter what was going on in the outside world. So I became just really grateful for the tools because they were just, they just came at the right time for people.
Interesting. Very interesting. Tell me more about why and how you found it more calming, because most people that I know were like freaking out. And how did you manage to stay calm? And I'm guessing you took advantage of what happened instead of letting it hurt you, or
I think why I stayed calm in the kind of the storm that was going on was I had a belief and faith that this was happening for a reason, and that whether it was propaganda or real or not, it doesn't matter. So I unplugged completely, trying to figure out the truth of it, and said, whatever is unfolding, we as a human race needed to shift our path. We were not in a place where it was going to be a happy ever after story. We're hurting the planet, we're hurting each other. And I thought, sometimes we need to be shaken by the shoulders and say, wake up, things aren't going right. And I wondered that this was part of our evolution, that we had to go through this, because I know a lot of people, they woke up to their materialistic lifestyle and they became very conscious. One, they couldn't buy whatever they wanted, stores shut down.
Yeah.
So they had to go within. The ability to distract themselves from their emotional state was stripped away. Movie theaters gone, restaurants gone. So it's like they had to sit with themselves, Mostafa. And a lot of people really grew. I've noticed that. And then I became aware that there were two paths. One where people really took advantage of the time and the introspection, and then the others who were I got to find out what's going on with the news, and they were trying to manage, control, and take charge. And I think those people are still really suffering. And the ones who paused, I know you paused, Mostafa, and you said, wait a minute, stop, reassess, go within. What do I really want to be doing with my life? So you used it for your spiritual growth, your development, and you're probably more present and more confident, more capable as a result. And so did I. I dove within and managed to change the parts that I could change, me, not the outside world.
Absolutely. I think internally, it's like you have to value yourself to give yourself permission to take care of yourself, and spend some time and look inside, look within, see what's happening, calm down, get centered, and then restart with more energy, more power, more drive, and it just becomes a lot easier, and you'll have a lot more confidence. And you're right. I actually took prior to the COVID, I probably took a good month or two off, and it really helped out. Did I lose you? Let me just try to figure out. I don't know if my internet has gone down or Ariana's. Let me just double check here. Try to load up another page. We'll wait until she's back. So anyway, gang, we are through the confidence giveaway here at the confidence show. This week, the confidence giveaway is happening. We got 20 amazing entrepreneurs, business owners, heart-centered people. Heart-centered coaches, consultants, business owners sharing gifts to help entrepreneurs and business owners, coaches, consultants, authors, speakers boost their confidence in different areas of their business. So if you use the link in the description of the video or in the comments below that I put there, go in there, look into the page and opt in. And let me see if I can actually show you what the page looks like right here. Let me see if I can share a screen share. Here we go. You see, when you go to the page, here's what you see, my pretty face. We have 3 days and 16 hours left into the giveaway. And you can still go in and claim your gifts. And if you know anyone that could benefit from these amazing gifts, get them in there. And once you do is click here to claim your gift. A box pops up and then you just put your name and email in there and you get access to the gifts. Here we got 6 categories: mindset, business strategy, what you might call it, sales and speaking. We've got health and wellness, technology, and the rest of it. So I think Ariana had a what you might call it internet issue here. She got disconnected, and I'm hoping that she would come back. Anyway, so this is the lineup of our amazing contributors. We got a really good list of contributors. These are all great people. I could not talk enough about how amazing our people are. And another one of them just showed up and they backstage. Let me just add her to the stream. Welcome, Jane.
Hey, how are you?
I am good. How are you?
I'm doing all right.
Fantastic. Great to see you again, my friend. How are things?
Doing fantastic. We're scalding hot here in Arizona, but otherwise fabulous. Look at you all, scruffy guffy.
Yeah. Oh, well, it got hot up here too. Oh, you're talking about my beard.
Yeah. Haven't seen that.
Yeah, I haven't seen that for 20 years. Can I tell you the story behind that?
Yeah.
All right. So for 20 years or more, I've been wanting to grow my beard. And every time I got started, I got some feedback from people saying, "Oh my God, what is this? What are you trying to do? Blah, 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 blah." So I didn't do it. Recently, a few weeks ago, I realized that this has turned into a fear for me. I'm actually going to do a full episode on this. And then I have a thing that once I realize that I have a fear of doing something, I have to do it.
Yes, I get it. That's
why I'm like, all right, I'm letting this thing grow. I'm still getting a lot of resistance, but yeah, from like my mom, my wife, my grandma, all this. They're like, what? They're like, I can't kiss you anymore. Your face is getting rough.
I've been trying to grow a beard for 20 years, and it seems to be working now. My hormones are off. So.
Oh man,
I think it looks great. It's so distinguished. You have a little salt and pepper going on there.
Yeah, nice. It's happening. I'm gonna let it grow this big.
Oh, that's gross. No.
And then what you might call it. Let's see how that goes. So Anyway, Ariana is going to join us here in a few minutes. We were just talking and she just got disconnected.
Oh,
But
no.
while she's working on getting back in, give us your name, your business name, and where you're from.
Me?
Yes.
You know my stuff. I don't have to say that. Everybody, I am a household name. If you don't know me, where the hell have you been?
What is wrong with you?
What planet have you been dropped off on? So, for those of you who do not know me, I am Jane Powers, entrepreneurs, business owners. I'm going to list them all, authors, experts. I don't care who you are. Mostafa, hire me to speak with confidence and sell with authority, because most are boring, confusing, and inconsistent, and they are leaving a ton of money on the table. So I help you connect, capture, and close your ideal audience. Bottom line, you must unleash your unfair sales advantage. The way we do that is through messaging and expert authentic selling. That's me.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Speaking in isn't speaking the number one fear that people have in America?
Yeah.
Above death?
Above death. I don't know how bad that fear can be, because I would love to stay on this planet as long as I possibly can. So I'll speak no matter what. I had one client, Mostafa, I don't know if I've ever, I'm sure you've heard this story because I tell this story nonstop. Heidi Mount. I met Heidi at an event. She had speakerophobia. She didn't even want to do a phone Marco Polo. She was so afraid of speaking. And I'm going to tell people, 50 to 60% of your speaking fear goes away if you have the right structure to your message. But Heidi, her very first podcast online, I swear, I think she was going to throw up. She closed an $18,000 contract. It was the worst talk I've ever seen. The worst talk. And she'll tell you that. So you get it in the right order, you get the right message, you can do anything.
Interesting. So, how did you get into this? Welcome back, Ariana.
Hi. Sorry about the internet. And I do need to scoot in 5 minutes. So.
You talk away then. Ariana, I can't believe what Mostafa was saying about you before you got on. I'm kidding.
You're funny.
You talk away. If you have to leave in 5 minutes, Mostafa, this is your show. So whatever you want to do, I'm totally okay. You know, I'm flexible.
I think we talked about the pandemic and how, and I appreciate it, Jane. Ariana, we talked about how you stayed calm and that helps you push forward. And tell us about your gift and how it helps business owners boost their confidence during the pandemic or even after.
Yeah, one of the things I noticed about entrepreneurs is that they can be really confident in certain areas of their life, whether it's they're great at parenting or they've got a great relationship or they're really good at taking care of their health. But when it comes to transferring that confidence to their business, they're not as sure of themselves, probably because of experience or they've had disappointments. So what this is, it's a 3-step formula, and it's a guided meditation to capture some of the confidence you have in other areas of your life and transfer it literally into your business, whether it's to become a better speaker or better copywriter or better networker. And so it really boosts your confidence, and it's very real easy to apply.
Absolutely. Love it. Gang, for those of you who don't know Ariana as much, her gift is in the mindset category, and she focuses and specializes in mindset as well. So, mindset is like the most important thing we all have to get figured out. Without the right mindset, regardless of how hard you work, you will not see results. That's my experience. It's like I heard this from Tony Robbins saying, if you walk east and walk really fast and work hard on seeing sunset, walking east, regardless of how hard you work, you're probably not going to see it. Even if you think that you're working hard, you think your mindset is right, if you're in the wrong direction, it's probably not going to happen. So go into, click on the link on the comments or the description of the show, opt in and get access to Ariana's. Ariana, what is the title of your gift again?
It's the True Self-Confidence Formula, and it helps people identify what's blocking them. So if they're procrastinating, it's a lot of times they lack confidence in implementing it. So.
True self-confidence formula. That is amazing. Gang, you definitely have to get that, right? If you've been affected, if you want to boost your confidence in any shape or form, true self-confidence formula is your friend. And have a chat with Ariana, and I'm sure she is more than able to help you become more confident and the rest of it.
Thanks,
Ariana,
Mustafa.
is there anything you'd like to add before you run to your next meeting?
No, just in awareness. Sometimes when things happen, like in the middle of an interview, the internet goes down, and then it's like pivot, and then just keep persisting. And I think that's for all entrepreneurs, that life is not like we have experienced in the past. We have to be flexible, adaptable, right? And you got to flow. And thank you, Jane, for your kindness and your generosity to let me pop back in. I appreciate it.
No worries at all.
Appreciate
Everybody needs it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Bye,
Thank
everybody.
you, Ariana. Have a
Thank
great
you.
day, and I'm sure I'll see you soon.
Okay. Bye.
Beautiful.
Bye.
Bye. Jane, back to you.
Yes.
Thank you for that. That's very nice of you.
No worries.
So where were we?
We were talking about how wonderful we are, you and I. Is that it?
That's how awesome we are, and
Awesome.
and the rest of it.
How you hit puberty and were able to grow a beard. How, you know what I wanted to do? I wanted to cover up my sleeves so you thought I came on naked, but these dumb bows show.
Oh,
So funny.
that would be
Look at,
funny.
look at. Don't I look naked? So coming to us naked.
Like you just got out of the shower.
Yeah. Sorry, I was rushing. I couldn't get dressed. Oh, that makes it even more exciting. This is a whole new giveaway. I just wanted to demonstrate confidence. If you can show up naked, your confidence is through the roof.
Oh, I guess so. If you show up naked on social media,
we might get arrested. So I don't think we should do that. I don't.
Like, there's not
Let's
much.
be clear. I wore bows for you today, though. Come on, Mostafa. That's
very nice.
I got my little fancy bows. All right.
Nice.
So what are we talking about? What are we doing?
All right.
People,
So, tell us about what happened last year when the pandemic started. Where were you? How did it affect you? How did you react? And how has it been since?
oh, well, that's so whether the pandemic has, here's my philosophy. If you didn't have PTSD prior to COVID, you have it now. I hate to say it. It is post-traumatic stress disorder.
Yeah.
If you did not have post-traumatic stress disorder before you went into the pandemic, you got it now. Because if you think about it, trauma is a lack of control, a lack of freedom, a lack of decision, a feeling of hopelessness, a feeling of helplessness. And we were all in the same circumstances, whether you were north of the border, south of the border, or on, well, Mars, you might have been safe. I don't know. We'll have to ask Mr. Tesla. I don't know his name. That's how out of the loop I am. Yes, thank you, Mr. Muskrat. So here's what happened. I do feel like I need to apologize a little bit because prior to the pandemic, we were rocking and rolling. I mean, we were going 832,000 miles an hour. And for those of you who are like, I'm on $1 million business, please understand, to run a $1 million business or a multi-million-dollar business, there's some things that you must do and a way that you operate to maintain momentum. And as you maintain the momentum, it sometimes can be exhausting. Mm-hmm. And every 6 months we were doing events. We were closing 760,000, 840,000. We were going. And I went, I feel like I need a break. Yep. and then boom, the world shut down. And I was a bit relieved. But at the same time, there was we stand on stages. We are out moving. Money is moving in and out of this industry, and everybody tightened their purse strings. Stages went away. We all went online and hoped to God people would, watch us. And and people kept saying pivot. And I hate that word. I say, just do what you do best. Just do it better. So for me, the very first, I think until this last January, I was still doing well, still feeling good, even though it had changed a lot. But some of you may have this January mindset. Anytime I was in a sales position, I was a real estate, broker, still am, and they put your name on the list. And then the 31st of December, you were down to zero. Like that was the mentality. So you'd go, yay, yay. So January came.
So January starting from scratch.
Exactly. Even though you'd have stuff in the pipeline, but your name came off the top producer list. You were at, well, there's no sales yet. And you have a ground zero mindset, or I did. And come January, I thought, well, we better get going. And it's never different than March, June, December. It doesn't matter. When you're an entrepreneur, there's no fiscal year. There's no calendar year. You just go. So for me, the greatest adjustment has now been coming out of COVID. And I'll tell you, the way we used to do business, Mostafa, I don't think we're going to be able to do it like we used to. I think changing big time. And that's my coming out of COVID, is to say, okay, how do we do it the new way? How do we honor our post-COVID experience?
Interesting. So you were taking a break, and then COVID happened, and you're like, oh, great. I'm just going to hang out and do nothing.
And thank God.
It's funny. I had the same experience. I was taking a break, and then COVID happened, and everybody started going mad. And then they're like, oh, you stay at home, do nothing. And I'm like, yes, because I was taking some time off. I'm like, oh, I have no problem. No business. You don't have to pay your mortgage, your bills, no credit card payments, nothing for 6 months. Like, yes, this is awesome.
And I'll tell you, thank goodness. I mean, we had momentum because we had closed so much that it carries us through the next, through that cycle. Yeah. And I'm a squirrel. Like I highly encourage people to be squirrels and hoarders. I'm a hoarder of money and real estate. Like I just squirrel everything away. So COVID, financially, we're very debt free, and we have a nest egg, a very substantial hoarding nest egg. I highly recommend, if you are in business, set aside. What's that? What was the richest man in Babylon? Was that
Mandino?
Yes, where he was putting away a certain percentage. I'm telling you. Force savings. Make sure you force savings yourself.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I'm a big, that is how, and I teach my kids that. I'm like, 10% of everything you earn, you put into savings. Do you want to know my force? When I started getting a paycheck back in the day, I just was out of college. One time in my center console, I put a paycheck, and I had forgotten it was there. Then I got my next paycheck, went to put it in the center console. I'm like, oh, wow. Look at this. So I started, every check would go in and I'd cycle the next one out. So I trained myself to live on one paycheck a month. So think about it. 50% of my earnings went into an account. And I keep that philosophy to this day. 50% of my earnings go into investments, and most of it's real estate.
Do you do the Harv Eker method?
100 years ago, I read his book. My method had been a growth mindset. Buy a bunch, let it gain equity, rent it out, and then cash it in. I just met the most amazing person. She's so smart, Lorraine. And what she does is she's got strategies where it's more of an income model. So I just was informed not too long ago that I don't have to work another day in my life. Hoarding pays off.
Nice.
It does.
Really? You don't have to work for the rest of your life?
Not if I don't want to, but I love what I do. So it's wonderful. And people, please understand, I'm not bragging about this. This took me 3 years to do. I accumulated, I think we're at $4 million in real estate. And please don't think I'm a big bragger. What I'm saying is, I set my business goals to the level that I can invest. So I'm like, all right, I want a new property. I want to buy a trust deed. So I want $100,000. Okay, I got to go close $100,000 because I want to invest here. And then I start chalking that up. There's a method to my madness. Many people make the money and then go, I got the money, now I'll dream. Dream, the money follows. Like, just decide, what do you want? I want another house. Okay, that means 100 to 150,000. How do I do that? Divide that by 10 clients. Perfect. Now I know what I need to do.
Nice.
And the easiest way to do that, this is a beautiful segue right back to me. The best way to do that is speak. Get out and articulate what you do so effectively that people can't deny they want to pay you. That's it.
Love it. Now, for people who are just like, well, it's the pandemic and all the events and all the opportunities are gone for what you might call it, speaking. What do you have to say to these group of people?
Change your mindset. Change your mindset. I have got a client that is out and about speaking every week, almost every 3 days. I know that I am being asked to speak. The more you speak, the more you speak, whether it's a podcast, a radio show, if you get your own podcast, you're speaking with Mostafa on the confidence giveaway. The more you speak, the more you speak. People will start asking you for how do they get you in front of their group. But you've got to have value. I hope you can't hear them. They just are cutting my palm trees and decided to blow right now. So not ideal, but
it's minimal.
Yeah. And here's the truth of the matter. People are now, we here in Phoenix, I attempted to get a venue and they are booked until October and November. That's right. Live events. That's live events. I cannot get a venue for a retreat that I want to do. We're doing a December event and a women's retreat. I cannot find a venue.
Really? So they're all booked up back to normal?
Yeah, they're booked like crazy. I was working with my event planner and I'm like, are you kidding me? There's nothing. So we're looking for some obscure facility to put people in. So I think, and please understand, in the last week and a half, I have had 5 to 6 sales calls. And these particular calls have been, how about in October? And understand, people, I'm a sales expert. You can make buyers or you can help buyers overcome the resistance. And I don't have the money. I don't have a single penny. October, November. So people, I think, are a little more conservative coming out of COVID. So I learned this from Justin Livingston. Justin Livingston, if you don't know him, he is like borderline beyond genius. I learned this years ago. He had a year-long program and he let people pay for 15 months. And I said, well, what if they're done with the program? They forget about you. He goes, so what? He wasn't attached to the last, few months of payments or, a 12-month program. He'd let him pay for 18 or 20, but he wasn't attached to the remaining payments. So I learned that be flexible and customize what you've got, not too terribly much, but enough to stay within the integrity of your business, but at the same time, help somebody out. We've got people out there that want a business. If we're smarter than the average bear, then you're smart enough to know that if somebody signs a contract, they've got skin in the game.
Yeah, that's right. Very, very important too. If you run a business, I think you got to be able to speak.
You have to.
You got to be able to present your business. It's like people get into business and they're like, oh, I got a product, blah, 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 blah. And then one day they wake up to the massive realization that they actually need to sell. And they're like, oh my God, I hate to sell. I'm not going to sell. Like, dude, you started a business.
There's
It's a part of it. It's like I don't want to eat starting from today. I just hate eating. Like you can't do that.
you'll starve to death. And
Yeah.
that's if you don't, but there are a lot of people, they're like, I just don't like talking about money. I really don't want to sell. I just want to have that. I want to serve. I want to serve. I want to bring my gift to the world. But the only way to bring your gift to the world is to have people pay you to be able to serve that gift.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Give us a 1-minute rundown on help us get more confident with sales. If they have any blockages, what's your quick tip?
All right, here's the best thing. I'm going to give you the best tip I can possibly give you. You will never overcome an objection you agree with. That is a writer downer. You will never overcome an objection you agree with. Let's say, for example, there is somewhere in your life you feel broke. If there's somewhere in your life you feel broke, I promise you, you're going to get a bunch of people. I have no money. I have no money. I have no money. And you agree with that internally. I'm not saying you're like, oh, you're right. Me neither. But if there's an objection coming your way, look in the mirror because it's coming from you. The other thing I want you, sales is merely a conversation that you are helping someone, number one, see your brilliance. So I'm awesome. I have 3 multi-million-dollar businesses. I've closed 840,000 from stage. Woo, woo. You tell them all the wonderful things about you. And then what ends up happening is you've got to help them understand they have a problem. It's like, Mostafa, when I was in the drug and alcohol treatment centers working, we do interventions. You'd have a guy on the curb with a needle in his arm, overdosing, no money, no nothing. And you're telling him, we're going to get you help. And he's like, today doesn't work for me. And you're like, dude, you're going to be dead. Yeah, you're going to be dead. So here's what we're going to do. That's really, people are in denial. No, I got this. I can figure it out myself. I'll go to yet another event. And you've got to help them. I call it position me, position them, position me. I'm awesome. Position them. You're screwed. You're overdosing. And then you move them out of their resistance by asking questions, not convincing. When you start selling, that's when you lose the deal. When you start selling and you hear it in yourself, you'll sit there and you'll go, oh my God, I'm pushing this sale. Oh, here's another writer downer. You cannot need your client more than they need you. You cannot need your client more than they need you.
Why is that?
Why is that? Because your desperation, it's like going out on a date and you're like, oh man, I need you to marry me. I need this date. I need you to say yes. Well, now you're desperate and you're coming from lack rather than here's your problem. I'm the solution. Now let's get the answer. That's the biggest difference.
Love it. Love it. That's a confidence booster right there.
Yeah, you can't. And most people go in. I was in sales. I've been in sales over 30 years, professional speaker over 30 years. When I first started this, I was making buyers. I was damn good. I'm like, here's what's going to happen. And I'd sell them. And then after I get them in the program, I'm like, shoot, I don't even like them. Like, I don't even want them. I got to work with them for a year. I don't even like them. And then you end up waking up to, I'm selling people. Don't sell people. They will regret it, and you will too.
Yeah.
Don't sell. Have a conversation. If it's a yes, great. If it's a no, that's
great.
Okay too.
Great.
Yep.
If it's a no, great.
And don't be sneaky. Don't be sneaky. I stand from stage and I'm like, all right, here, everybody. This is the sales portion of our conversation. Here's where I am asking you to pull out your credit card.
This is where I'm going to sell you shit, and you have to give me your credit card. Love it.
People thank me for that. They're like, thank you for selling me that way. I appreciate giving you money. People must give you money with gratitude, not resistance.
Jane, this is going to be my conversation moving on. On day 1 of my workshop, I'm going to say, by the way, gang, on day 2, I'm going to start selling you shit that you probably need.
Yep. Not probably need. You absolutely need it.
Yes.
And the sales conversation starts right now because you're going to see how awesome I am. And by the end of this, you are going to want to be me. The only way to be me is give me your credit card and we'll make that happen.
Honestly, so every time that I've done that, it's been a lot more successful than
Yes.
hiding the sales.
Yeah.
Like, because when you hide the sales, in my experience, it is you're feeding their fear and your own fear. It just doesn't happen. It just helps them run away.
And you're actually validating their fear.
Mm-hmm.
So they anchor in, be defensive instead of transparent. And most people will not be. And when people say no, oh no, I can't afford it. And I'm like, okay, let me understand. Is that the real reason, or does it feel like a good reason?
Yeah.
And they're like, well, I go, well, let's look at it. Do you have a rainy day fund? Do you have a credit card? Do you have this? Do you have that? And they're like, yes. I'm like, well, then that's not the case. Then you've got the money. You've got an internal resistance, whether you say yes or not. Let's figure it out. Look I'm getting you all hot and bothered, huh? You're like,
no, I got too much light on my face and start burning my picture. So that's what's happening. No, this is a really good conversation. I think people could benefit from it, and I'm benefiting definitely myself. So tell us about your gift, what it is, and how it helps business owners boost their confidence.
Excellent. I hope I know what gift I'm giving. I have so many gifts. We probably loaded you with everything, but I believe it is your Speaker Success Kit. What that is, please understand, I am a hater. Yes, I am. I am a hater of the elevator pitch. The elevator pitch says, I help business owners. I help entrepreneurs. You are done sounding like a volunteer. I want you to sound like a bona fide, high-scale business owner. That's why you will need the intro, not infomercial, because that's just a bunch of information we do not care about. The intromercial in 17.5 seconds, I promise you, or your money back guarantee. That's a wink. 17.5 seconds, you will have an intromercial that says, I'm awesome, you're screwed, here's my offer. So it'll have not only the formula, because I do this because I love Mostafa, you'll have the entire formula and you get a video for training. You will get everything you need to create your own intromercial.
Love it. So just give you perspective on how powerful this is. You know, when you ask someone what they do and they dive in a 5-minute speech and they never shut up and they just keep going and you're like, yep. And you're just being polite and they just ramble on. These 17 seconds replace all of that.
Yes.
And with clarity and focus, and they know exactly what you do, who you help, what the outcome is, and the rest of it. So click on the link, opt into the giveaway, and get access to your Speaker Success Kit from Jane Powers. And you'll on your way to clarity and focus and a less energy to actually introduce yourself.
Yeah, and all you have to do, please keep in mind, just memorize that thing. Do it in your sleep. We need you. Because here's what people do. I have in my banner at my booth, it says, give me 20 seconds. I'll find 20K in your business. People are like, I got 20 seconds. And I will line up 5 people at a time. And I'll go, what do you do in your business? And they're like, and I go, done. What do you do? And they're like, I help, done. Because you're losing money when you hesitate. It does not display confidence, and it does not display that you are the expert. When you go into any room, you step on any virtual event, man, you just got to own it. You got to act like it is your event. Infomercials do that.
Absolutely. Jane, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you very much for being an amazing contributor. It's always great to chat with you.
I know. What a ripoff. I only got a few minutes with you. You know that's a teaser. I hate it. We're going to connect after this. Everybody, listen to me. Get on to the giveaway. Why? Because free. My philosophy is if it's free, it's for me. It should be for you as well. There's a ton of great stuff on there. Click on it. Download the crap out of everything and grow your business. Mostafa, I love you most.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Love you back. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for your generous contribution. And gang, like Jane said, just get in there, download as many of the stuff as you can. Here's a fact. You never know when you're going to need a resource. Maybe you're feeling good about speaking right now. And then you're going to appear on some stage and be like, I'm screwed. I need to talk to Jane. Maybe your mindset is good now, but 2 months from now, 2 weeks from now, you're not in the same place. But once you tap into this resource, because here's the deal. Next week, they won't be there.
Yeah, Gonzo.
Right? Yeah.
And before I drop off, because I know I'm supposed to leave, but I got a crush on Mostafa. Here's what I'm going to tell you. For the U.S. individuals, their resources. I know he said resources. That's the bilingual Canadian in him. U.S. It's resources. Go get them while you can. Get them while they're hot. All right. Peace out.
All righty. Have a good one, Jane.
Bye.
Get the resources, people, or resources, or resources, whatever you call it. They're there for you to tap into and boost your confidence in different areas of your business. Alrighty, gang. Thank you for joining us. My name is Mostafa Hosseini, your host for the Daily Confidence Show. We will be back tomorrow with more amazing interviews and conversations and expert stories about the pandemic, how to deal with your confidence, and the rest of it. And the giveaway is happening up until June the 6th. If you know anyone that could benefit from the gifts that we got lined up, send them to the page, and we'll take it from there. Have a great evening, and we will see you tomorrow. Bye now.